Just like
Yeah, it's the last page, I think, is middle school. It's a challenge.
takes like minutes to get up there.
Yeah, I'd like to
Call
see
the meeting to order. It's 4 o'clock. Our first thing is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Marshall Public School District is to educate, support, and prepare all learners for success. Our next item is approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
A motion by Jeff and seconded by Bill to approve our agenda. Any changes or corrections? If not, I'll call for the vote. And that is approved. Next item is our public forum. Anybody from the public want to approach the board? Moving on, our presentation of our music department. Welcome, all you talented people.
All right, well, I'll introduce myself. I'm Paula Devery. I am the K1 music teacher at Parkside Elementary. And luckily, we have a representative from each building here tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to Wes Myers, and he's going to start with the high school.
Sure, all right. So we're just going to walk you through kind of what the offerings are in the district as far as music, including courses, grade levels, and performance things that are going on. So first of all, at the high school band, there's 9th grade, 10th grade bands, and then 11th grade and 12th grade are together, but there are 2 sections. So there are 4 high school bands. Concert choir is also 11th and 12th. They meet together in one group. 10th grade choir and 9th grade choir. And then the orchestra is 9 through 12, all meeting all 4 grades together. In addition to our ensembles, we have some other music offerings. We have a beginning guitar. There are 6 sections of beginning guitar. Both myself and Larry Peterson are teaching guitar this year. And then 1 section of advancing guitar, which is basically just the next step in guitar, not necessarily advanced.
How many students do you have involved in the guitar?
So the guitar class is capped by how many guitars we have, which is also nice, because any more than that number, it gets harder to teach. But we have 25 guitars the school owns that are available to use by students, and every section is full.
Wow.
Yep.
Fun.
Very fun. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's a really good offering for our EL students, because you can do a lot more showing what you know rather than having to say or write what you know. So they experience a lot of success.
So to learn how to play the guitar, is there a prerequisite to like learning how to play the piano, or you have to know how to read music, or?
Nope. So the beginning guitar class is very much, and I tell the kids the first day, I'm assuming you know nothing. And there's band students and choir and orchestra students that are in there that have prior knowledge. But if I start with I assume you have no prior knowledge, then we're not going to leave anybody behind.
That would be me.
Matt, we could do this.
Yeah, I think you would find it to be pretty fun, and you'd have some success. We move nice and slow.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. We also have 2 sections of history of blues, jazz, and rock. That's taught by Larry Peterson. And then music and movies, there's 4 sections. And creating music digitally, those are both taught by Laura. So those are our current course offerings at the high school.
All right, my name's Chris Witherow. I'm the band director here at the middle school. So in middle school, we have 4 bands. So band in Marshall starts in 5th grade. Each class meets as its own grade throughout the day. We also have lessons for those students. It's kind of scheduled throughout their day. With the new schedule, it actually is opposite their guided learning time, which is to a benefit with the previous schedule. They were scheduled during some of their core classes. So I would often communicate with that teacher of like, oh, you're taking a test this day. don't send your students, we'll kind of schedule those later, whereas now they're during guided learning, which is a nice place for that to happen. We also have 2 choirs, 7th grade and 8th grade. Similar with band, 4 grades of orchestra, they all meet separately by grade level. There are 8 sections of 5th grade music, 8 sections of 6th grade music, and then 7th and 8th grade music is a newer offering taught by Eric Novosad. Per the state, they needed those offerings, so it's a kind of a condensed version of some of the 5th and 6th grade stuff. He does a lot of project-based things, very world music research, some ukulele stuff, some drumming stuff. There's a lot of noise coming out of that room sometimes.
Well, I can go this one. Okay. Yeah? Okay. So I will be talking about the elementary program. So we have general music for K through 4 grades. I am full-time at Parkside. David Trevino, he teaches a full course of 2nd grade, and then he switches over to the middle school for the second half of his day. And then Katie, she's at Southview for 3rd and 4th grade. And we see all of the students every day for 25 minutes. So that's about 180 students per grade level. And we average about 35 to 40 students sometimes per music class. So it's just a lot about keeping it going, making sure that you're handling behaviors right away so that it doesn't just snowball. And last few years, a lot of it is behavior management in the elementary schools. And general music, they just have one quarter per year, 5 through 8. And then for orchestra, that's when you can start 4th grade orchestra. And those are taught after school Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we'll talk a little bit later in the presentation about the concerts that we have during the year.
Well, like Paula said, I'm Katie Haltwick. I teach over at Southview, but I just want to tell you about some of our additional musical opportunities that we have. A big one that I'm sure all of you are aware of, we have marching band, which is 8th through 12th grade. 8th grade would be mostly our color guard, and then the band students are 9th through 12th grade. Beats is a great program we have here at Marshall. That's 6th through 8th grade students, and then 9th through 12th grade. There's kind of 2 sections of Beats, but they have performances coming up here at the end of March. We have jazz bands for 6th through 8th graders. Chris, correct, is that one jazz band? One jazz band, 6th through 8th grade. We have a 10th and 12th grade jazz band and an 11th and 12th grade jazz band. The fall musical is another opportunity for our students. Pep band happens 9th through 12th grade. There is pop choir at the middle school for 6th through 8th grade students. The orchestra pit, which goes along with the fall musical, is for high school students. And then we have the Roaring Twenties pop choir for 9th through 12th graders.
That's me. And my name is Laura Peterson. I am the choir director at the high school. I don't know if I'll hit everything here, but we include all this to just so you know how busy we are. We are a busy department, especially at the 9th through 12th level, and there's a lot of opportunities for students, and I think it just makes smarter, well-rounded kids, whether they go on to music or not, if they participate in a lot of these things. This is just a good thing for them to do. The band, all of the disciplines, really, the band, choir, orchestra, we have about 4 concerts a year. Then athletic band has about 12 scheduled events, give or take, and then tournaments are extra. If the high school teams make it to the state level, then the band travels with them. There's a Minnesota Band Directors Honor Band that the kids are nominated for and many participate in. And then both choir and band travel to Mankato to do the Region 2A or the solo ensemble contest, and that's coming up here in March, and the kids spend a lot of time preparing solos or ensembles for that, and they gain a great amount of skill doing that type of thing. There are jazz bands. There's 2 at the high school. There's also Popcorn and Jazz Concert, which has happened for many years. There's a jazz opportunity at SMSU, and then the All-City Jazz. Marching band is incredibly busy in the fall with at least 8 competitions, home football games, Sounds of Summer Parade. The choir, we also participate in, apart from our home concerts, the Big South Choral Festival contests, like I said. We went, for the first time this year, we went caroling at the elementaries, and we had a blast. It was so much fun. So we got to do kind of a little assembly for both Parkside and Southview, and the kids, the little kids and the big kids ate it up. They loved it. And then this year we did Singing Valentines, got to go out into the community a little bit and did a few things at the high school, just student to student as far as that goes. And my students loved that as well. So that was a fun piece that we got to add. Roaring Twenties Pop Choir, they perform throughout the year. And then the orchestra goes to large group contest. And we keep our running shoes on all the time for all of this stuff.
Last slide for you. So at the middle school and at the elementary, we also have performances, albeit a lot more scaled back. For band, there are 3 concerts a year for each of the regular bands. There's jazz band concert, the Popcorn and Jazz Concert, and the All-City Jazz Concert. Those are the two concerts for them. Choir has 3 concerts per year. Orchestra, here it says 4 concerts per year. That's just the 8th graders, because I do the Strolling Strings holiday concert. That's 8th grade through 12th. The rest are 3, just like band and choir. And then for the elementaries, each grade, K through 4, has its spring concert, which are starting to get ramped up here as well. So we just wanted to give you a nice overview of what we're doing. You don't always have a chance to, get out and see all the workings and doings. So if you happen to have any other questions before we wrap up, we'd be happy to take them.
Just want to say thank you for you. You do a great job, and very proud of our music program in Marshall.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Do you guys have any particular sort of dreams for the music program, or ways in which you'd like to see it grow, or what you're hoping for? Or
Sure.
you're maxed out now? Where are you at with that?
Well, we're definitely maxed out with the staffing that we have.
Yeah.
We'd always love to see increases in that area. I know that's a tough thing. We'd like to see more opportunity for general music at the middle school, since they only get a quarter of it. I don't know. I'm a lot of one guy doing a lot for orchestra, but there's also opportunities for lessons at the high school level for choir and orchestra would be nice too. There's a lot of programs that have that. There are also a lot of programs that have less than we have. So not to complain, but you asked the question. So
Yeah, I did. I'm interested.
absolutely,
Thank you. Yeah.
we appreciate that.
What about our minorities? Are we able to include more minorities with their different cultures into our music program?
Sure. Yeah. As far as minorities go, we have a good number. I don't have any statistics prepared for you. In our bands and choirs and orchestras, one of the things we do to help with that is to have more school-owned instruments. We have a pretty nice capital outlay every year that we can allocate towards buying more school instruments to provide. One of the hurdles that we have with that is maybe communicating that those are available. A lot of people think orchestra and they think money, rich people, and they don't always open themselves up to the opportunity. Also, those kind of foundational institutional music groups, band, choir, orchestra, don't always fit with the variety of cultures that people come from, so they may not be interested in those. I haven't really, we as a PLC either haven't really delved into maybe offering other ways to interact with the music of other cultures and get those kids going. That would be something that would be interested to look at. Yet again, we also don't have a lot of time in our schedules to add that currently. So, but it's a great question. We try as much as we can.
Right, can I add to that?
Absolutely.
I'm going to just piggyback on that. One of the things we can do, and then I hear from students quite a bit that they'd like to have offered, is some sort of piano class. And I think Wes talked about how we have those 6 sections. I mean, if you think how many kids is 25, right, times 6, that are taking guitar. A lot of them are EL. A lot of our Hispanic population, that guitar is very native to them, a lot of them. And so I think that's a really great inroads with especially that community. But I hear a lot of students, they don't take choir or they don't take band or don't do orchestra because they didn't grow up going to school or grow up getting music instruction at school. And so they feel like I can't step in because I don't know how to read music. And I think even just basic classes like guitar or basic class, like if we had a piano lab, for example, if we're really going to dream big, that would be phenomenal because that would be a place where kids could get in and have just an entry point. They don't all come through the Marshall system. So if they get to middle high school and they don't have that skill set, it's hard to onboard them, so to speak.
I'm
So,
excited about the guitar program. I did not know we were doing
yeah,
that.
Oh, yeah.
it's very exciting.
Really good.
Yeah, I was teaching a couple of sections of like music tech and things that had been left over from previous teachers, and I had seen some guitar programs successful in other districts, and yeah, I'm really happy I pulled the trigger on that. It's been great.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
One concern I have, having been from the elementary level, is the class size.
yeah,
It's 25 minutes of Phi Ed and 25 minutes of music for the mainstream teacher to have a prep. Part of the problem when you've got 40 kids coming in for 25 minutes, it takes you 5 minutes to get them settled in. I know, I've observed that.
Yes.
And way back when I was a principal, we had 2 concerts a year, and that was too much to prepare kids. So we went to just the spring concert so that you had more time to do it properly. But I'm still concerned about number. 40 kids, 40 little kids for 25 minutes that's not easy.
No, it's not. And, I mean, I'm not sure how many years ago Parkside added another section of second grade, but having that extra section did bring down the specials, Phi Ed and music class numbers, because that turned all of my classes into class and a halves, but overall, it's a smaller average of students. Right now, kindergarten only has 8 sections, first grade has 9, and I mean, the 5-year-olds there's a lot of them. Yeah, yes.
I understand.
Yeah, and I remember I worked with Chris Bortnam, who was the person in my position before me, and she had explained to me that when they were doing 2 concerts, the winter concert and the spring concert, once they implemented the music standards in 2008, it was just too overwhelming to try and meet those standards and prepare all of those kids for 2 concerts. And so, with the changing cultural atmosphere and everything, they decided that dropping the winter concert would be
Made sense.
make more sense. And so now we just get them hyped up for the spring concert. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Yeah, yay music.
Next item is the approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Sarah Brink and seconded by Jeff to approve our consent agenda. I will call for the vote. Did yours come up? Mine didn't come up.
Oh,
Did it
See?
log out? Did it time out?
we talked about it
Did it come
crashing
up
on
on
us.
yours? Oh. Okay.
Try
it
logging
again?
out, logging back in. I wonder if you timed out.
Okay. You may have to do it again. Hang on. There. There. We're good. The consent agenda is approved. Next item is a board forum. Any updates? The Executive Governance Committee met right before this meeting. We discussed many things. Dion is currently negotiating, Dion and Jeremy, I should say, is negotiating with the support group on their next 2-year contract, and that's going good. They still got some work to do. We talked about our board member pay quite extensively, and we're going to bring that up at a work session, we think, maybe this summer or sometime, and discuss that in more detail. And then Jeremy brought forward some budget additions and reductions for next year's budget that we discussed a little bit. So that's about it. Does anybody else have anything or any questions?
No, not on that one, I don't.
Okay.
I went to the safety committee meeting a couple weeks ago. That was interesting. Some of the few things we talked about was that Deanna had mentioned that the workman's comp premiums are expected to go down this year, just based on claims. So that was good. They had shared that, and something I learned, that district-wide, all the AEDs, they've all been updated. I didn't realize that they only have 8-year life cycles.
We were surprised by that too.
Yep,
so.
I did not know that. And then, so all of the buildings were represented at the meeting by the lead janitors. So we kind of did an overview of the upcoming projects slated for the summer, kind of everything that was going to come around with that. And, hats off to the janitors. They really wear a lot of hats.
Yes, they
They're kind of the eyes and ears down. Yeah. So hats off to them. So I thought that was great to have them there and part of it.
Thanks, Sarah. Anybody else? We'll move on to our discussion items, the second review of policies 401 to 405. Any questions on these? Next is the first review of policies 406 to 410. Any questions on these policies? If not, the meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.